Yo, what's happening, everyone? Johnny Trucking here, back at it once again. Today is going to be a little bit different. Today's a little bit of a bittersweet day, but it's the beginning of something that hopefully will be good going forward. But today is my last run with MVT. It's been a decision that's been a little bit in the process. I have decided to go ahead and do something a little more local. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Different reasonings and whatnot as to why I've decided to go local, but I think that's the best thing for me right now. So what I'm doing here, we'll get into more of that in another video, but for at least this last run with MVT, what they've asked me to do is I need to recover a truck here that was left here in the San Antonio yard, I'm guessing from someone that probably quit or something like that, and they didn't want to take the truck back to Laredo, because that's what I'll be doing later on today. I'll be taking my truck back from here in San Antonio, in my hometown, to Laredo, because that's what they would at least ask you to do, and they'll actually pay you to do it, that way you don't have to owe them anything. That's fine. But what my boss asked me to do is take this truck here, one of the other drivers left here in San Antonio, and take it back to Laredo, and they'll pay me for taking this, for helping them out by taking this other truck. So this is not my truck, this is somebody else's truck. And so I opened the hood and everything looks fine, but on the inside of it is, that's where the problems, this is where I would say this is what happens sometimes when a driver quits and just leaves or whatever, or does whatever they want to do. Oh, and that's the other thing. I know who the person is, because they left their license and everything. They left their copy of their license and everything in this truck, so I know exactly who this person is. But anyways, this is also, I believe this is also a 2020 Kenworth 2020 International in here. But man, look, this is what they did. I'm just gonna show y'all. They left all of their fucking trash in here, like, ugh, gross. Like left their freaking like tobacco spit or whatever the hell that is in there. Like, that's just fucking gross. Like, they just left it real dirty and whatnot. Like, at least they didn't mess the bed or anything, but there's trash up there, there's trash up here, there's trash up there. I mean, I'm sure for most of us that have gone through this, I'm sure we've seen worse out there. Like, there's probably worse problems that we've seen, but that's just bad. Like, if you, like, I understand, it doesn't work out for everybody sometimes, and sometimes you just, life takes you in different directions. I mean, I've been there, I'm kind of there right now. Life is taking me in a different direction, but I'm not gonna just, my thing is that I'm not just gonna leave a truck looking like this. When I'm turning my truck in, it has no trash in it. It might have a little, like dust and stuff like that in there, but it ain't gonna have like trash and all kinds of garbage and everything. And I'm at least gonna do the right thing and take the truck back to them. That's the least I can do for everything that the company has done for me and whatnot. So, but look at that. I mean, the windows are all dirty. I mean, so now I'm gonna have to clean these windows here before I leave, because I'm not gonna be able to drive with windows like that. And I don't even know what I should do with all this trash, because literally right there, there's still baloney in that in there, and the smell in here is like not that great. And so I'm kind of thinking maybe, like, I kind of want to throw the trash away at least, so that way I don't have to drive with that trash like that. I already told my boss that there was trash and stuff all up in this thing. I just want to make sure too that when I turn this in, like look, I'm turning it in for somebody else. Like, this is not, I didn't make this mess, and I don't feel like I want to. And the other thing is that, like, man, I have gloves. I guess I can put my gloves on and go and dump the trash, but it's like, ugh, I feel like I shouldn't have to be cleaning up for anybody else, like, Jesus Christ. But at the same time, I don't really want to smell that all the way to Laredo. Like, you should just throw it away. If anything, I'll probably just throw away the bologna, just so that way that it doesn't smell. But like, I shouldn't have to take anybody else's trash out. Like, that's just fucking gross. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. So this person is already looks like they had already attached to an empty. And to be honest, this truck that's here, I'm pretty sure that I've been, because I come to the San Antonio yard all the time. For one thing, like, there's already a problem with the trailer too. That's an issue. Like, okay, like this guy really did this, whoever this guy was, did not give a fuck about this company anymore. Like he broke all this shit and just didn't fucking care. Like this thing's broken. Like this isn't even the same size or whatever. Like it's just here. It's like why would you? Like it ain't even the right one. It's like goodness gracious. So yeah, so you got that going on, and then you come back here and let's open up the trailer just to make sure that it's at least an empty. Because if it's at least an empty, then we're already good to go. And we can take it. We can take it to Laredo just like this. Okay. I mean, it's an empty. It's not the cleanest empty, but it's an empty regardless. And then we're not going to a shipper. We're just going into the. We're just taking it to the Laredo yard, so it's no big deal if it's a little bit dirty, because they're probably going to end up having to maintenance it and clean it out anyways. So it's okay. And I don't have any more of my cleaning tools at this point. All my cleaning tools are out of the truck at this point. So I didn't think I was going to be doing this today, so I had already emptied out the truck. But so anyways, this is what I want to do. So I kind of walked around, wanted to make sure that everything looked functional in the truck, that I would at least be able to drive it. I did turn it on already. It does turn on, so that's good. It looks like all the tires and everything looks like they're decent enough. This thing's already hooked up. I'll have to double check and make sure that there's no leaks in the air hoses or anything before I go. But everything else looks pretty good in here. Like I said, it's all hooked up. It looks like this guy was ready to go on another run, and then he just left and didn't come back to work. So, but yeah, see. Like this is broken. So this guy apparently did not really give much of a shit about. Didn't really give much of a shit about anything, but it doesn't look like there's any leaks or anything like that. So I mean, I kind of already did kind of like a small pre-trip of it. So I mean, at least it's got fluids. You know, at least enough fluids to get me to Laredo. I can pull out the oil one real quick and just double check the oil to make sure that there's at least oil coming out. There's at least oil in the truck. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to need an oil. Probably going to need some more oil because it's about half. Ooh, actually, that thing, it's kind of towards the bottom of the stick. So it's probably going to need more oil here pretty soon. So it's probably good that this thing's going to Laredo. It has enough to get to Laredo, but it's probably going to need to have a bunch of stuff done in Laredo. It's got power steering, so it's good. It doesn't seem to appear to be any leaks or anything coming from anywhere. So you know, you never know when it comes to somebody else if they took care of theirs or not. So let's go real quickly. I'm gonna walk back to my truck real quick so that I can go pick up. I think if you ever work for MVT and you're in the San Antonio area, you're gonna work in, or even if you work for MVT, you're gonna work in a lot of yards like this. You're gonna work in a lot of yards that are full of dirt, that are dirt yards, gravel yards. And I mean, a lot of people, as you can see, they like to bring their own vehicles to the yard, and they get dirty so fast. It's crazy how fast people's cars get dirty out here. I brought my car out here one time because I thought, hey, it's kind of neat. I can drive to the yard and park it here. I never did it again because when I came back, it was just covered in dust, like a lot of dust. And I was like, oh my God, it's like, that's gonna make my air filters and everything go insane. So I was like, yeah, never mind. I'll just drive the truck home, or I'll just have somebody pick me up. That was kind of my thought. So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and walk to the truck here, back to the old truck. Yeah, this is my truck right here. This is the 2019 one that I'm going to be taking back later. So what I'm going to be doing here right now is I'm going to grab all the rest of my stuff out of here real quick. I don't really have very much anything. Like I said, the worst thing that I have in here is just, some things that I'm going to do before I drop the truck. There's a little particle, see, there's little particles and just rocks and stuff. I'll make sure to kind of do a little sweep of it real quick and get it all out of here before I turn it in. But I already pulled everything out. I gutted everything. Everything's taken out. Like I said, I don't leave. There's a little bit of little bit of trash here and there, but I'll pick it up. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy that just leaves trash everywhere in the truck because whatever. I'm not gonna do that. I pick up after myself and whatnot. So I don't play those games. I'll make sure to go throw it in the trash here in a second. But yeah, so I'm gonna take all the rest of this stuff with me on this ride, and then we'll go to Laredo. I'm gonna go to Laredo. I'm gonna drop off that truck, right? And they're supposed to give me a ride back over here to San Antonio, because then what I need to do is I need to go from San Antonio, or I need to go from back from Laredo back over here to the yard, take this truck here, mine, and then go and take it back to Laredo, and then they're gonna take me and they're gonna get me back over here. So this is gonna be kind of a full day, but just gonna be going back and forth from here to Laredo and back to take 2 trucks over to the yard. So yeah, so I'm gonna start breaking everything down in here, and then I'll come back when we're getting ready to head out to Laredo. All right, so I got everything loaded here. Everything seems to be set up. I'm gonna turn on the AC because it's actually kind of getting kind of hot now. Hopefully the AC works. But did the checks of everything. Everything looks good enough to go ahead and take off in. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. The trailer looked, everything was functional in the trailer with the exception of that. I mean, that light's functional. It's just kind of like all broken, but it's fine. I'll take care of it once I get this thing to the yard. So this thing smells, man. I tell you. I had to throw that baloney. I had to throw that baloney away because it was just it was too much. I didn't want to touch any of that. There's some things that are over there in that corner there that I'm not gonna touch. I'm gonna let the other people take care of that. That's messed up though. Like I understand. Like I mean I'll give you a perfect example, right? Like I just said earlier, that like I'm leaving the company, right? I'm leaving the company today after today, as well. But I'm not gonna leave, like trash and everything in the truck. Like I mean, even if like, here's the thing, like right. Even if you're like, to me, I feel like even if you got to the point where you feel like you just wanted to quit your job because you don't like your job anymore, or because they pissed you off or something, pissed you off something fierce, I'm gonna go ahead and stay back just a little bit here to give this guy an opportunity to turn. You have enough room? So he's good. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take it now. Usually this road isn't closed going this way, but I think there's been a lot of construction going on that way. So I'm just gonna go back the way that I came and then turn left on the highway. Go this way and then we'll take the left. But anyways, yeah, like, I mean I understand, if you want to quit, because you're not feeling it anymore, and whatever other reasons you may have for leaving your current employer and whatnot, especially out here when you're doing truck driving. I can see it. Like sometimes it just doesn't work for you, and you're just done with it, and you want to go. But at the same time, I'm also like, I mean, come on, man. Like, at least have the decency to, like not only just take out your personal things, but take out the trash. Like take your trash out and whatnot. Like you, and then like you just left this person evidently just left their truck here in the yard, and I was like, I'm quitting, I'm done. And it's like, dude, they're gonna like, and that's what I mean. Like you wanted to quit so bad that like you wanted to quit so bad or whatever that you would just risk taking like a $250 hit to your paycheck or whatever. And like I don't know, like it's weird to me. Like I don't think that's very I don't think that's very cool. That's very nice. And then me being like I want to be a team player on the way out, so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll pick up this truck and I'll take it back. So I wasn't expecting it to be full of garbage, and so this like sucks. Luckily this ride's only 2 hours, so I only got to deal with it for 2 hours, but still it's like so nasty. just 2 hours down the road. The only thing I don't know is, you know, what happens if, because there's not anything on this truck that I wouldn't think a DOT officer would pull me over for. I don't think that there's anything on here that would require that kind of I think they would let it pass, because there's that little broken thing on the passenger side that I showed you a little while ago. That's a little bit concerning, but I think it should be fine. I don't think it should be a big deal on that one. So far in this, you know, just in this little amount of time that I've driven it right now, seems to be driving okay. Brakes okay. Nothing different from the 2019 that I was driving. And then I started off, when I started off with this company, I started off with the 2020 anyway. So I know how they, you know, both are the same truck, so it don't really matter. But even when I left CFI, you know, I made sure to clean the truck out and take out all my trash and everything, and then, you know, turn the truck in. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna do things like, I'm not gonna do things, you know, like that. Even if I'm not like happy with the employer or anything like that, I just don't roll like that. It's not cool. Of course, you know, everybody has a story or a story to tell and whatnot. So who really knows what the deal with this particular person that left the truck here? For all intents and purposes, maybe they got hurt, or maybe they got sick or something, and they just physically can't do it, right? There could be an extenuating circumstance, but I'd have to say that the way that they left the truck, they were capable of pulling out all of their personal belongings from the truck. So I think they knew what they were doing. That's why I don't think it was anything like that, because I feel like whoever this person was capable of pulling all of his personal belongings out of the truck, and the only thing he left in the truck was just trash. So he didn't give. I really do think that he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. He was like, nah, fuck them. They can clean it. They can get someone like me to do it for a couple $100. I'm like, hell, why not? My honestly, guys, like, my plan today was I was just gonna go take the truck back, drive it back to Laredo, and then, you know, make my money and come back, because, you know, they pay you to take the truck to a terminal. If you don't, then, you know, they'll fine you or whatever. But if you take it, they'll at least pay you for taking it back to the terminal. They pay you pretty well too. So I'm like, oh hell, well, why not? I mean, as long as I can get a ride back, that's all that matters to me. And so they're like, yeah, we'll get you a ride back. I was like, okay, cool. So I was just gonna do that. You know, make my money, make my last money, and then just, you know, take a Greyhound back to town and call it a day. And then they asked me if I could take a truck back, and I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So shit, I'll ask them if there's any other trucks y'all want me to go and take. I don't mind doing it again. I said, this is easy. I say, I don't gotta go to any shipper yards or any shipper receivers or anything like that. I just go back and forth from the terminal. Like, why not? You know, a lot of other truck companies deal with this too. You know, guys, drivers that quit and just leave their trucks wherever they leave them, and then they make the other people go and pick them up and whatnot. But like I said, today I feel pretty good today, so I was like, I don't mind. It makes my day. It'll make my day a little bit longer today, because this will just pretty much be a long day, because I'll have to go back and forth between San Antonio and Laredo. But it's not a big deal. It's fine. If this is my last run with the company anyways, then I don't care. That's fine. As long as I wouldn't have done it for free. Let's not get it twisted. I'm a team player, but I don't do anything for free. I'll say this though, I am saving the company money by doing this. because the only other way they would have gotten this truck, let's just say everyone that they asked to take this truck back to Laredo said, nope, nah, I'm good, I don't want to do that. The answer would end up being that they would probably have to get either a tow service to tow it and take it back to Laredo, or they would probably have to get like one of their own, like a local driver or something, I would guess, to come out here and take it. And then even at that, shit, my bad. Just clip the back a little bit. That's okay. Not too bad. Yeah, this Mustang here. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of the deal there. They would have had to get a tow service to bring it, or they would have had to get hire somebody like to literally do it, and I don't think they would have wanted to. I don't think they would have wanted to do that, or I mean, they would have if they had to, but it would have cost them a lot of money. It would have cost them like way more than what they're going to pay me to do it. And that's okay. You know, that's money in my pocket. That's extra money in my pocket. Like, why not? They're paying me for the recovery of the truck, and they're paying me the mileage on top of it. So yeah, pretty good little chunk of change before heading out in one day. It would be the most money I've ever made in one day, that's for sure, I'll tell you that. I've got to worry about my hours. But yeah, so this is what we'll be doing here. And I don't even think, I was thinking about it today, guys, and I was thinking, I don't ever think, I mean, I've been with this company now for I'm ending my tenure with this company right at about the 3-month mark. And so I was thinking about it, I was like, man, through the 3 years that I've been here, I don't even think I've taken you through the Laredo terminal, so maybe this will be the last time I'll be there. So maybe this will be a good time, a good opportunity to show y'all what that terminal looks like for those of you that have never seen the MVT terminal. And before I pause it here for a little bit, I do want to say that for people that ask me about MVT and whatnot, I don't mind getting very, very honest about MVT and telling you that as long as you have your experience already, like you've been on the road for at least a year, then I think that it is worth it to give a company like MVT a shot, because they do pay, they do have competitive pay. It's not top pay, but it's competitive. It's way better than like CFI and like Warner. I mean, I don't know what Warner, I think at one point we were paying like 55 cents, but and then so they're competitive as far as like you want to make a little money out here while being a company driver. You know, if you got the experience and whatnot, they'll pay you around 60 cents a mile, and that's pretty damn good coming right out of your first year of truck driving. That's not a bad, to me, I feel like that's not a bad gig. And, you know, even when I started here, it wasn't a bad gig and whatnot. And it really hasn't been, to be honest with you. It's just, you know, you will run, you know, like during your runs, like you will run. Like you're not going to have very much pause, very much stoppage time. You're on the move pretty much constantly with the exception of your 10-hour break. Like you're pretty much on the move and you're on the go. You don't ever really, you know, like you know, with the companies like that I found with like CFI and stuff like that, you might tend every now and then to have a little bit of extra stoppage time just because, you know, whatever the load is or blah 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 and whatnot. So you might end up with a little extra stoppage time. So you might end up taking like you may end up taking like on average like 12 to 13-hour breaks instead of 10-hour breaks. Here at MVT, it ain't like that. If you are going to take a 10-hour break, and that's going to be more than likely what you're going to do, and that's it. Like you ain't going to take anything more than that typically. You might be able to pull off like an 11, but like no, like because you got to be on the go and you got to ride pretty heavy. So you'll roll through your 70-hour clock within like 6 days, within like 5 or 6 days. The nice thing about MVT that I will say that they do, to me, I feel like they do a lot differently from a lot of other companies, is that they do divisional runs are like, I don't think anybody else, at least to what my knowledge, I mean, I could be wrong, right? But to my knowledge, their divisional runs are unique in the fact that they start like you start your week at home or from your base, right? From your home base or whatever, and then you end it at your home base, so that you can take your break or whatever your break may be, whether you want it to just be a 34 or whether you just want it to be a 34 or you want it to be whether you want it to be a 34 or you want it to be like an extended break or whatever you want to take. That's how it works every week. So you'll be on the road 5 to 7 days a week, and then you'll be right back where you started, back at your home base, so that you can take your break at home. So that's kind of nice, right? So for those of you that you like OTR, but you wanna be home a little more frequently, even if that time is short, then that's the way. This is, I think, the way to do it. Then, if you want to stay company driving and whatnot, but you still want to go OTR a little bit, you'll do weekly back and forth runs kind of thing. So from that standpoint, I feel like MVT's got that pretty well, and you still get the mileage. I mean, I was averaging about 2,500 miles a week, and then on a really really good week, I would get pretty close to about 2,800 before my time was up. So I mean, it's really not all that bad. It's really not all that bad. It's just, I know that for me personally, I'm just ready to go. I'm just ready to be home a little more often, and I think local is just the way to go for me right now. So I'm gonna go local. I'm gonna do something more local and just stick to that for a little while. I know that I'm gonna sacrifice a little bit of pay, but it shouldn't be too much, honestly. I got options. I do still love driving trucks though, but yeah. So I've taken you on this drive down I-35 before, so I don't know if you'll want to stick around for too much longer to this, but so I'm gonna knock this out here, and then I will come back when we're about to pull into the Laredo terminal. All right, everyone. So we are about to get into carrier driving station. So get off right here. All right, not carrier, this is Uniral Road here. This is the exit here you take to get to the yard, to the terminal. Be careful with this one, because this one kind of dumps out at a dual lane dump out. So you have to be careful about what's coming. Make sure that they let you go. Just in case they don't stop, and you might, have to running into somebody at that point. So let me go, so we're good later. And then there's only one lane right here. This is a weird two-way lane. Nice little pothole there. Just see that. Not a lot of traffic yet coming off the highway, so hopefully it won't take us that long to get. I think we should be able to get it on this first light, depending on how long it takes these trucks to turn. Oh, here we go. All right. So we might have 2 trucks ahead of me. One of them turning right already. So I think this truck right here that's in front right here. Okay, the truck right there. And then I think there's another one in front of it. It should be good to go from here. But drive to Laredo is not always usually pretty good. Luckily, the one thing I did like about MVT, and I liked about their where their location of their terminal is that it's not like in the city limits of Laredo, if that makes sense. It's right on the outside. So it's not as jammed as it is like once you get into Laredo. So it's a lot easier to navigate. This area over here that we're gonna pass up here under, like once we get past under the bridge though, that area can get kind of crazy depending on the hour of the day. Usually in the morning and then late afternoon. So I think I'm gonna get there right about the time that I need to be. Let me just turn real quick. Nice and easy. Mr. White truck over here should have done. Yeah, so watch right under this bridge right here. Okay, I don't know why he turned left. So yeah, we got the green light here. I got the green light to go straight. Even that AVF truck probably shouldn't have turned yet, but it did anyways. What the hell? This car's like in the middle of the road. Nobody's coming on the train, so we're good. We just keep going, roll over these tracks. Right here, around this area right here, this is where sometimes, depending on the time of day, it can get kind of clustered here, just because of the railroad tracks right there, that light, and then how people like to do what this guy's doing right here, where I clearly have the right of way, and now he's gonna block the entry point. See? Now look at what happened. See? That's what I'm talking about, where sometimes this area right here can get kind of messy because now he's blocking the whole entire thing. I'm gonna call him out too. Like, he's blocking the whole entire thing, and I can't move now until he gets out the fucking way. So of course, and instead of taking the inside lane where he would be able to, you know, like get out of my way, he took the whole entire lane. So for those of you that are becoming truck drivers and whatnot, don't do what this guy just did. That's so stupid. And then look at that, and then now he's like, that guy over there like had a hard time getting out. Right there, you see? Yeah, he's blocking an entryway, he's blocking this. I don't know what this guy's doing. There's a Camaro next to me now on the left, and I'm guessing he's trying to go to work probably. He's probably trying to turn into there. Let's see. No, he's just impatient as fuck. That's what he is. So he just cuts in front of me. I'm glad I'm able to show y'all this, because this is what I talk about when I say that Laredo can get kind of clusterfucky and stupid, because people just do dumb things. And that Camaro had, like, why did that Camaro have to do that? Why couldn't he just wait? You know, it's not like I caused the stoppage in traffic. That guy that crossed in front of me did. So where's the problem, or why? But you know, hey, Laredo is one of those. It's one of those like outlaw kind of cities when it comes to truck driving. Once again, there's another truck who doesn't have the right of way, who decides he's just gonna gun it in front of me when I have the right of way because I'm on the road right now. That guy got his hazards on, so I didn't even know he was turning left. But he's turning left with his hazards on, so hell if I knew which way he was gonna go, he didn't have a signal or anything. This guy in the green truck is thinking that I'm gonna give him the chance, but I mean, he don't have the right of way. He's at a stop sign. I'm not. Now I'm gonna turn. Jesus, this is what I'm talking about. Like, what did I say, guys? I said right as I get past under the bridge, that area can get kind of messy, and it did. And I've seen it. That's just like, this is just like, right now this is not that bad, but I've seen it on like worse days. It's like terrible. It's awful sometimes. But that was a good way. That was a good thing to show you. That's one of the reasons why I don't. I'm not the biggest fan of Laredo, but you know, it is what it is. If you're gonna drive Texas, you're gonna have to drive those kinds of these kinds of cities and whatnot, where you have a lot of that. We have a lot of the messiness and whatnot. You have a lot of people that think they know how to drive and they don't. But they only know how to drive like dangerously and stupid. Alright, so I'm gonna turn right, but I'm gonna let this tanker get out of my way. I need to turn right there to the right, but I'm gonna let that tanker come first before I take the turn. That way he has a chance. go. So now the MVT terminal is just right down the street here. So you can see that one MVT truck coming towards us and then one going in. So that's where we need to go. Trucks coming in to the yard right now. Hey, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 trucks ahead of me trying to get into the terminal right now. So it might actually be a minute before I get into the terminal. So I might just I might just bring y'all back when everything clears up. But let me see if I can show y'all here real quick. Just see, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those trucks, that's the entrance of the terminal right there. But there's like 4 trucks ahead of me right now. So, but yeah, it's not too bad. It's a nice, it's a good size terminal. It's not like mega size or anything like that, but it's a good size terminal. But yeah, it's over there. So as soon as this all clears up and whatnot, we'll come back and I'll show you what it actually looks like. All right, guys, so we're good. Checked in and whatnot. This is the entry. This is the entry of the yard. Go over the window just for a minute so it's not so loud. Yeah, this is the entry of the yard here. So what we gotta do, because I got an empty on me, and they didn't mark it for repair or anything like that. So all that you really have to do is just hook this left right here, go to the empty, drop it off there, and then they said that for me to come over here to the other side, to the right side, and actually drop this drop the truck there, drop the truck, and then go and I guess give them the keys and all that, and then my boss already called me or sent me a message actually and gave me a number to one of the guys that's already here in the yard. He's supposed to be giving me a ride back to San Antonio so that I can actually get my truck and then bring it back over here. So I'm going to end up doing this drive one more time. Like that's what I said at the beginning of the video. I was going to do this drive basically twice. So I'm probably not looking. It's already it just turned 4 not too long ago. So I'm almost assuming that it's going to take at least a minute here. But yeah, so as soon as I get this thing parked and whatnot, and then I'll be back to San Antonio here in a bit. Whew, okay. So I'm a little bit out of breath. The landing gear on that on this trailer is. I'm not guessing that it's been greased in a minute. Detach. Let's see if the suspension doesn't work on this, so we're just gonna go kaplunk. I don't know. I guess because I'm guessing because I lifted it a little bit higher. I like to do that. I like to lift them just a little tiny bit higher than usual, so that it makes it easy to come from under them, and then it makes it easy to go back under them. I don't do it too high, because if we do it too high, then it can be difficult to get back under it without having to get out and lower the landing gear a bit. This gentleman wants to turn, so I'll let him go. That wasn't too bad, but I mean, geez, that landing gear was so dry, like it didn't have any lubricant. Barely any, so it was like grinding and grinding and grinding. It was like, ugh. It's a pain in the butt. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do, is what they told me to do. They told me to take this truck that I'm on right now and park it over here in the empty, or in the lot over here. Man, there's not a lot of trucks here. We must have a lot of drivers right now, or a lot of these trucks are went somewhere else. I don't know. I'm about to find out though. Woo. Man. Okay, so let me do this here. It's gonna be really simple, but this was the terminal here, what you just saw. That was pretty much it. That's all the yard space of the terminal, and then the terminal itself is right there, right here. You're gonna see it in a minute. That big old blue building right there, that's the terminal. And so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this truck right here and I'm gonna park it right next to this one right here. And then we are gonna go inside and turn in the keys. Right here should be good. Come back a little bit. Line it up just a bit. Alright, that's good. And that's it. So turn it off. Yep, but that's it. This is the terminal here. That's the shop, what you're seeing right there, where you see that truck that's sticking out with the trailer. That's the shop right there here in Laredo. And then yeah, the big blue building there. It's a two-story, you know, 2-floor building, offices. Of course, you know, little eating area. There's not a cafeteria here in this one. There is in El Paso, but in this one there's not. It's just vending machines. I think there's 2 showers here at this terminal in Laredo. And the only thing that kind of sucks about MVT's terminals is that they don't do one thing about MVT's terminals is that they don't do they don't provide towels, so you have to bring your own towel, but they do provide the showers, so I mean that's good. So what I need to do right now is I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna sign out of my terminal. I'm gonna sign out of this tablet here because I don't need to be logged on to this tablet here anymore. So I can log off, leave it just like that. And then I need to take all of my things that I brought, which is not very much, just what I needed, like the bare essentials and whatnot. And then I need to go and turn this thing in. So I'm gonna go do that. And then I might take you out for a walk inside for a minute, just kind of show you what it looks like.